The Biden administration announced its latest round of student debt relief Wednesday. More than $6 billion will be canceled for 317,000 borrowers who enrolled at any Art Institute campus between 2004 and 2017. President Biden and the Education Department say the Art Institutes, a now defunct system of for-profit art schools, knowingly misled prospective students with inflated salary expectations. This brings the total amount of student loans forgiven by the Biden administration to almost $160 billion for nearly 4.6 million Americans. That's an average of nearly $35,000 per student. Joining us now is CBS News reporter Haley Ott. Haley, this $6 billion is just the latest announcement. It seems like there's one every week. What does this all amount to, all the loan forgiveness from the Biden administration?
Yeah. So when I heard this announcement, what I really wanted was a general overview about where we stand in terms of these student loan forgiveness plans. So if you'll permit me, you'll recall that during the COVID pandemic, former President Trump suspended federal student loan repayments. And then when President Biden was elected, he expanded and extended that policy and came out with his own plan, which was a really huge piece of legislation. It would have canceled a third of government student loan holdings. That's a lot of money. That costs about $441 billion. It would have affected around 40 million American borrowers. Now, that very big law was struck down by the Supreme Court. So then the Biden administration pivoted, which has led to the kinds of announcements that we're seeing today. They focused on alternative methods to achieve the same goals. They have a plan called the SAVE Plan. It uses different legal mechanisms. Other plans, programs for students who have been defrauded, for public sector workers. All of those alternative plans, though, affect many fewer Americans, around 4.6 million, according to the White House. That's a lot less than the 40 million originally intended.
And why? How are they able to do in these smaller plans what the president was unable to do with executive action on $441 billion worth in the first go?
So that's a huge amount of money. So essentially what happened was the Biden administration tried to pass that law using an executive order. The Supreme Court essentially ruled that they were overstepping their authority, that if you're going to try to pass a law that involves that much money, you're going to need to involve other branches of government. So they weren't ruling on the end result of the law. They were ruling on the method of achieving the result. So that's why we've been able to see these pivots from the Biden administration, them using more traditional rulemaking processes. And we've heard more details about another more sweeping plan that they have. Recently, President Biden discussed it in Wisconsin, which would affect a large number of Americans, around 25 million borrowers. But there's a long way between here and there.
Yeah, and that plan, what's the pushback been on that, the one that would affect the 10 million borrowers that would see debt relief of about $5,000 or more? What's been the pushback on that one?
There's a lot of pushback on all of these plans. And if this new plan does pass, it will almost certainly be challenged in the courts. These plans are very expensive. There was a new report that estimated that all of these student loan repayment plans that the Biden administration has pushed through could total up to $1.4 trillion for taxpayers. That is a huge amount of money. And just for some perspective, that is more than the federal government has spent on higher education ever in the history of the country.
Right. I think that report from the Center for a Responsible Budget. Haley Ott, thank you so much.
Thank you.